Hello, this is the Retro Bear in the gaming pantry, once again welcoming you to a brand new video and wishing you all the very best. Hope you're well and good to have you back here. Yes, it's one of these videos I do from time to time where I've really got not a lot to show off and talk about, but just generally talk for about 15-20 minutes and just go to show I'm still here and that you're still there, which is very, very important. That's what we like to see. Anyway, good to have you with us once again. And this is just going to be one of these videos put together which just involves me talking about random stuff that comes into my head. Because I haven't really done an awful lot gaming wise, there's nothing new there, is there really? But there's a few things I want to talk about and discuss and run past you and let you know what's going on. Firstly, a big thank you to my my good long-time personal close friend Gernaldini, who plays the thumbnail. Hope you like that. He was messing around with a few graphics and a few YouTuber pictures the other day in one of our chat groups and posted that there, and I thought that was quite a, I thought I'd really like that. I'd like that. So thank you, Rob, for doing that. Hope it doesn't get taken down for copyright, otherwise we're all going to be in trouble. But anyway, somewhat different in it anyway. That's a nice thing to do. So what have I been doing? Well, not a fat lot. I've got lots of thoughts about what I should be doing, and absolutely zero motivation to do them. So much so that I tend to bounce from one thing to another. And this week I've started going through my PlayStation 2 games because not actually playing them, just going through them. Because I do like to do this every now and again, because I'm way behind with cataloguing. It's one of the problems we have. And it's probably the reason why I'm not buying a lot of stuff when I go out, because to be honest with you, I ain't got a flaming clue what I've got these days. Although PlayStation 2, I'm pretty certain that the oldest I've got is bang up to date, because I don't buy a lot of PlayStation 2, well, not anymore anyway. So I've started going through cataloguing them, but also checking the discs, because, and this is a subject that's come up a few times. It came up in one of our recent podcasts, and topic of discussion in some of the WhatsApp groups I've been in. I know that, again, Rob's been playing some of his 360 stuff, and he's going through and finding out that some of his discs don't actually work. It looks like there's nothing wrong with them, but they just don't actually work. And I thought, well, there's an awful lot of disc media in my collection, 360, PlayStation 3. I think I've got some Wii games somewhere. PlayStation 2, Xbox, PlayStation 1, disc-based games. And I'm thinking, well, if Rob's having a few problems with the 360, so I better check and make sure that some of my stuff is all right. So I started going through my PlayStation 2 stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about eight and a half shelves of PlayStation 2 games, and I've got through nearly 2 shelves of them so far. And again, something else which Kieran Retro Reclaimer did as well. It was on one of his recent videos. He was putting little stickers on the spine. So he's got a little system. So he puts an orange sticker on, or whatever colour it is. He knows he needs a manual for it. If he puts a different colour sticker on it, he knows that the disc probably is not going to work because it's scratched to Kingdom Come. And I thought, it got me thinking. I thought, that's a good idea. So I went shopping for some dots, little dots I can put on it, and I couldn't find any. So I'm still waiting to get the motivation to go on Amazon and buy them. All of £5 it's going to cost me, but didn't get this far by being expensive, did I? This by being cheap. So I thought, well, I'll do that, and I thought, well, I'll go through and just check the discs, look at the discs, and have I got any without manuals? I've gone through about 140 games so far, and I think I've got 5 games where I don't have manuals, maybe 6, and probably about 4 or 5 of the discs, although there's no rot on there, so you check it with disc rot signs that there's markings around the edge and or data peeling off the front of the disc, nothing like that going on. There's a couple on there which are really, really ropey. So, and I think, well, that would make a good idea for a video, wouldn't it? Just going through, just putting a disc in a machine and see if it works. But of course it might load, but of course further on down the line it might not work, because depending on where scratches are and things, depends on how far you get. I thought I'd play all these games, didn't I? How far you get into them. And a couple of them have got what I would say early signs, or these sort of laser burn on them when you get the big circles. And was it always the games that are rubbish, they're in perfect condition? It's always the good games which have got terrible condition. But I looked at some of them and I thought, why would I have bought that in the first place? And obviously I'm like everybody else, you check everything meticulously now. But back then I just didn't bother checking stuff. So it sort of flagged up a few things, but there's nothing that's given me, you know, major cause for concern. I think that's why I haven't got to too many of the expensive games yet. I know where the expensive games are, and I'm dreading getting to those because you're not quite sure. So I keep looking at the distance here. But I'm going through, so what I'm doing at the moment, I'm just going through, quick check of the manuals, identifying with the manuals, which ones have got crap discs, and then I'm updating my database, and then I'm just giving the discs a bit of a clean with a bit of fluid in the cloth just to make sure that, you know, that they're clean. I'm not resurfacing anything because I'd have done about 12 by now. I've done some. I know. I can say I've done some. I know that. But my disc cleaner is very, very basic. It's a hand crank one, which makes me seem really old, doesn't it? You know, it's like a mangle. You dry your clothes and mangle. It's something. I mean, I've never had a problem with it. You know, I've had discs that don't work, and I put them through this machine. You basically you spray fluid on the back of it. You put it into this like wheel device. I've shown it a few years ago now, and you sort of use the handle. It sort of takes the layer off, and just do it a couple of times over. Give it a clean rub with a sort of a resurfacing cloth. Give it a bit of a spray, then give it a rub over, and then try it again. And very rarely does it not work. I know some people. I can't remember what it was now. Somebody said years ago, it's the worst disc cleaner ever. I agree, it's probably not great, but you can't actually buy bits for it. It's just physically impossible. I think about 2 years ago, Mrs. Bear found a load of sort of spare parts for it, spare wheels and fluid, so we bought as much as we could, and I've got a supply if I need them, but I don't get through many discs, so I'll have to see how that goes. So I've started doing that, and I think, well, have I started doing that? And I thought, well, I haven't done it from the other stuff, have I? I didn't do this for the 360, although I can't resurface the 360 ones because, or can I? No, I can't resurface the Blu-ray, so PlayStation 3, Wii U upwards, I can't do anything with those. 360 I can do, because I think they were DVD based rather than Blu-ray, or I could be wrong, I don't know. Been a long time since I've done the resurfacing, but certainly Wii, Xbox, PlayStation 1, normal DVDs, PlayStation 2, I can do with that. So I know I've done some in the past, and I've had a good success. I bought a copy, it all starts, I bought a copy of Mario Galaxy off Amazon years ago, second-hand copy, and sold its words, and when I tried it, it just wouldn't work. So we re-examined the disc, and there was like some surface scratching on it. So we bought this disc cleaner off Amazon, put it through that once, and it worked, and it hadn't stopped working since. So it does work, but it'll be sort of very temperamental, I think, the best way to do it. So I started doing that. But I've got a long way to go, because I've got 600 plus PlayStation 2 games, so it's going to take me a long time to do that. And then I've got to go through and work out, put dots and everything. Something else for the pile of things to do. I think I'm trying to find things to do that not play games. I don't know what it is. I've still got this big pile of stuff which Sean gave me down here, which is the big bag of Commodore 64 games, which I need to go through. So I was going to do a video on that, and I haven't got around to doing that yet. Just general dissatisfaction with certain things. I really want to do things like this, I don't know. So that's one thing I'm working on at the moment. I want to talk to you about my good friend Jason over at retrogames.co.uk. I mentioned him a few times before now. He puts a video out every Friday. Jason, he owns the biggest supply retro games sale online shop, etc. He classed himself as the very world's first retro gamer. I'm not sure if he's trademarked that yet or not. He may well do. I might give him an idea here. He puts a video out every Friday, and he talks about general stuff, and he shows off what's new, which he's adding at retrogames.co.uk. I mean, got rather fond of Jason. He's a bit of an eccentric character, no doubt about it. But we've got a bit of a rapport going, and he's a nice guy. And what he does now, he's every video he does every Friday, he reads out the comments from people who left there, and he does like a prize draw. So if you comment on his video, you're automatically entered into that week's prize. No one's got an idea what the prize could be. It could be absolutely anything. Absolutely anything. Mrs. Bear won it a few weeks ago, and it was a Vic 20 game, which I may have mentioned. You know, Retro Ed's won a few times. Sean Retro Games Revived's won. And then a couple of weeks ago, I won. Great. I won on the wrong week, because the week after, the prize was a 7800 game, which was boxed. It wasn't one of the sought after ones. I mean, basically, he's giving away stuff that has some value, but he's not going to give you, a huge sort of amount of prizes because you don't know what the prize is going to be. And the person who won the 7800 game didn't want it, which is a shame, because if I'd won that, I'd have wanted it, because I haven't got 78. Well, I've got 7800, but no games for it. So when I won, lo and behold, just for commenting on the video. So if you want to go across and win some stuff, and I will say stuff because it is stuff, it's a mixture of stuff. If you want to go across and win some stuff, stick a link down below and go across and check him out. He'll appreciate you joining in, and tell him that I sent you, because he'll mention it. So when I won, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to get. And apologies again, Jason, it took me 2 weeks to get in contact with you. So when I won, I didn't know what the prizes were. So I got sent this, which is from a couple of weeks back. Well, I've only been sent it this week. So the first prize, 2 prizes I got. The first one I got was a copy of, we don't see Dreamcast games at this channel, do we? No. Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation, which unfortunately is a damaged case. But, Jason is obviously taking stuff out of stock. I mean, the disc is fine, it's in there, and it comes with the old manual as well. That's at the back there, and apart from the front not working properly, everything else about it is in pretty good condition. So I forgot I have actually got this, but I'll see how it compares to my copy, because I know a lot of my Dreamcast cases aren't the best. I may not even have the manual, so I'll see what I can do with that. But yeah, I mean, it's a prize, isn't it? It's a great thing to win. And again, like a lot of things that people send me and gift me, this will stick in my collection now, and I shall always think of Jace at Retro Games, which is great. So, and then there's also another game in there, which is a complete random prize. It's a Dreamcast prize, and then a Spectrum game. Hey, Spectrum game, Spectral Panic. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people may know what this is. This game is so old that there's nothing on the back to tell you what it looks like. That's what games used to look like back in the day. It did say eat the fruit or starve, and it tells you fruit's worth 200 points. Oh, good grief. Fast machine cat. So I'm, it might be some sort of like Pac-Man. I don't know, some sort of variant type thing, maze type variant anyway. But again, not one I haven't actually got that one, which is great. So that'll go in my collection. So thank you for that. And again, like I said, go along to the retrogames.co.uk channel, leave a comment, and you'll get automatically entered into the prize draw for that video the following week. You may win some stuff. It's great. I shall treasure those. Thank you very much indeed for that. Yeah, and Jason, I like Jason. Like I said, he's a bit eccentric. He might not be everybody's cup of tea, but those people who watch his stuff on a regular basis keep going back and watching over and over again, and that's what I like about it. That's the whole point of it, isn't it? It's the whole point. Am I talking to the same X number of people each video? Probably, yeah. But whether it's how many or whatever, or I just like the fact that there are people sitting there listening to it, and then I sort of put all these people into like a arena, not arena, that'd be too big, wouldn't it? Like a small room. Let's put it better. And if I've got a small room of people to talk to, I'm sitting there, it's great. That's why I imagine it. That's what's the people when you're doing YouTube. Oh, it's really weird talking to the camera. Just imagine like a load of people behind the camera. That's what I do. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah. So I always do that. As people sort of sat there. Maybe, yeah. Helps. Right, what do we do? I haven't forgotten the competition from last year, by the way. That will be probably one of the next videos I do. Win 15 quid of my money. But I know what I'm doing now. But like I said, motivation. But yes, it is coming. It'll probably come up over Easter. I've got time off over Easter coming up, so there might be an increase in the videos that are coming out on that one, so that's good. So that competition is still coming. We're up to £5 this year already. It's quite low because I haven't done many videos, have I? What else? TMB podcast. Yes, I want to talk to you about the TMB podcast. We weren't on last time. We were meant to be on 2 weeks ago because if you saw the community post, it was just a wrong weekend to do it. It was the day of the London gaming market, and obviously a couple of our usual contributors would have had a long day going to that. It was Mothering Sunday here in the UK, and a couple of the lads were working shift. So there didn't really seem to be much point in trying to put something together for that one. So we are back this Sunday. This is the 2nd of April, and we'll be talking about, I think, game series. So, because it really should have been our 3rd anniversary episode, because that would have. So we thought, well, I'd like to make games with 3 games in a series, but let's just talk about game series and things like that. So yes, it's a loose conversation. And then we got the next 2 episodes planned, the 16th of April and 30th of April. We got a guest for one of those episodes, and another episode's going to be something a little different, which is tease you and drag you into that one. But what I'm trying to get at is that one of the great things that we love on the TMB is the interaction with the chat. Okay, we appreciate so many people coming in and joining in and listening to what we've got to say and commenting and reading the comments out and taking the points on board, the serious points and the relevant points, and having a bit of laugh with some of the comments as well. And it was a real shame actually 2 weeks ago when there was an episode dig, so I put a live, no, I didn't put live, I put a premiere video out, and I got so many people watching that, as many if not more people than watch the usual TMB watch that half-hour video I did, and I thought, oh, we missed a trick here. But what we really want to do is get more people involved in coming on and joining the TMB, because if we go through the rest of this year, we can get to 100 episodes, which is a fantastic achievement. It really would be, and what I'd like to say to everybody out there is that if you want to come on and be part of it, and we've had people on before, we've had so many YouTubers join in and be part of it, and some of them come back for a second go round, in some cases the third go round, which is great, and I love that people are so enthusiastic and want to come on and will jump on at short notice, and those people know who they are, and even if they come on just for one episode and come on at very short notice, even better. But we want to appeal to people who haven't had that opportunity to come on. What we don't like to do, I use the term we, because it's part of all of us. We had a conversation about this the other day in that chat, and we want to encourage people to come on. We don't, we don't like to chase or push people or badger people into coming on. It's not that sort of thing. But ever since we did this format, we think it works so much better if there's 2 or 3 familiar faces, which is fine, but there's somebody else on there who isn't part of our sort of I don't know if I say group. It's not a group, is it? Who's outside the TMB, because that adds just a little bit of a different element to it. And we don't care about the size of your channel if you have a channel at all. I don't care how many viewers you get, how many subscribers you've got, blah blah. We couldn't care less about that. The whole point we started doing this in the first place is because we are 6 people who got connected through one way on through YouTube, and we want to share that and have people come on and be part of it. We're not an inclusive group. We're not an exclusive group or anything like that. We like to have people on, and before people start thinking I'm not getting other things that run at the same time. I'm not getting that at all. But we don't find that's the way to. We want people to come to us and say, do you know what? I've got something to say, or I want to talk about it. I mean, you don't even have a channel. If you've got a working camera, a microphone, and a PC or whatever that can run StreamYard, you're in. That's why that email address is at the bottom there. Get in contact with me. If you've got something to talk about, you want a subject or whatever that's interesting or whatever, come and get in contact with me. I'll run it past the lads, and the lads will say, if we've got enough people who want to come in and talk about it, then great. Well, we don't need 3 or 4 people to talk about it at the very most. The chat joins in with the rest. So it's really an appeal to you guys, because I always say, regardless of how many people are on the panel, you are an extra panelist, but we'd like those people who contribute to come on and do it, and people come on and have so much fun, and they want to come on again and whatever, and it's great. But what would be fantastic is people who regularly contribute to the chat, just think, do you know what, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind doing it. And like I said, we don't care about your sub count. We don't care about your number of views. We don't care about anything like that at all. If you're a huge YouTuber and wants to come on and by some chance have stumbled across this video, great, get in contact. We'd love to have somebody like that on. But it's not essential. We'd much rather have anybody who's got anything between 10 and 10,000 or whatever. It doesn't make any difference about the size of your channel and whatever. If you've got an interest in games and you want to come and talk about it and share that with people, and probably about 35, 40 people on a live chat on a Sunday night for a couple of hours, I mean, what are you going to do? Watch the Antiques Roadshow? Doc Martin, that's finished now, isn't it? There's nothing else on a Sunday night, is there? Come on, get in contact with us. Come and share the love. We'd love to have you on, honestly, we really would. And you know, it's not a serious discussion. It's not, you know, high tech, high class, highbrow journalism. It's people just talking about something they love doing. You know, there's no ulterior motive here whatsoever. If you are interested in doing that, get in contact, please do. Because I've always, you know, the reason we start doing it is because it does get hard at certain times throughout the year to get people together, especially when, you know, especially with the TMB lads, because we all do different jobs, we all work different shift patterns, we're all off at different times, we've all got things going on. Sometimes it's difficult to get people together. And we don't have to stop doing TMB because we can't get enough people to come on. And there are a lot of people who've expressed recently their disappointment when we haven't been on, which is nice. You know, I say some people, it's like a handful of people. But for people to say, oh no, you're not on this week, or oh, I was looking forward to that, oh, you're not on next week, no, okay, when you're back on next, oh, I look forward to that. That's just great for us. We love that. We love that people enjoy doing it. So if you've been on before, get in contact. If you haven't been on before, get in contact. And if you just want to throw something out there and have a bit of a laugh, get in contact, please do. We really would love to have you on. We really would do. Because we want to carry this on. You know, we want to carry this on and keep going as long as we can with it. There's only so many things you can talk about, you know. And the thing is, we're all too long in the tooth to remember what we've actually talked about. You know, you can't run out of subjects, surely. You can't run out of subjects. You know, there's 75, 76 episodes we've done, covering various different things. Even, you know, the early stuff, I've got absolutely no idea what we did because I used to give them stupid titles. Now I try and give people an idea what we're talking about with the thumbnail. So yeah, come on. It sounds like I've gone on for ages, but you know, we'd love to have you on, please, because you know, for us, this is something we enjoy sharing with people. It's all about sharing it with you guys. And again, like we said, we don't care what sort of games you're interested in. We don't care what your exposure is. We don't care who you are. You know, anybody can come on the TMB and join in the chat and have a laugh and come on. It's great. And those people who've done it will tell you that as well. It's the most relaxed, laid back couple of hours that you could do. You know, take the example of Sean Retro Games Survived, who literally turns up every week, whether we want him to or not. No, I'm joking. He hated the idea of doing it. Oh no, I don't want to do podcasts or whatever. I think I'll just sit there and do nothing. Sean now is the first one to stick his hand up and say he's going to be on. He's actually the first one, one of the first ones for the one we cancelled to say I can't do it. It's very rarely Sean will say that I can't do it this week. But he's always first out, and he said, I don't care what we're talking about. He said, I will be there. And, you know, even if Sean just sits there and just smiles and laughs like he usually does, he has a good time, he enjoys doing it. And he's got over his sort of initial concerns about doing it. So, yeah, please get in contact. I'll shut up about that now. Right, what else I want to talk about? Competition, TMB. Other stuff. Yes, I've got a week off coming up, which is good because it's been a very, very hard year so far. It really has been a hard working year, so I'm looking forward to having some time off, which would be nice. Put my feet up for it. I might do some stuff to do with games, because usually when I take time off this year, it's because I need to sort the garden out, because I didn't do the garden at the end of last year before the winter hit. So when we start getting the warmer weather, as we're beginning to now, everything starts growing again. Well, the only thing I've got to do at the moment is mow the lawns, because all the stuff we did last year, cutting back and stripping back and whatever, has been done. So we ain't going to do that this year. So technically speaking, it'll be nice to have a few days off to actually just doing very little. We have got a couple of plans of things to do, but it'd be nice to have a generally relaxing week and not have too much pressure on things, so that's good. What else on the horizon? Birmingham Gaming Market is on again in May. And you think, I don't think in May, well, you know, May is only technically about 6-7 weeks away now. From that date, I think it's towards the end of May. I can't remember the exact date. I don't know when it's going to be. So looking forward to that. Hopefully by that point in time I've got my collection worked out and where things are. So that's good. Thanks to everybody who's still supporting Mrs. Bear's Repair, the retrorepairbear.co.uk. I'll get that excited to do. A lot of people have got in contact with her again. It's great. It's only people who follow me have done that and have met her at the show in February. It's great that people are now beginning to pick up from things you post on Instagram, that other people now that we know who don't have YouTube or do social media aspect on this video type thing and they're noticing that and getting in contact with her and sending her things as well. So that's going really good. She's really busy at the moment. It's really good. So it's going really well. You know, it's a good start. We're really pleased with how it's gone. I can't think there's anything else. I'm pretty sure there's other stuff. We had Dale, Daily Retro, visited on Sunday just gone with Natasha and little Caden, because he went to pick up some stuff that Mrs. Bear had repaired. He came into the gaming pantry and sat in the chair. Can you believe that? He sat in the chair. Not many people have done that, have they? Not many people have done that. But it was nice to me. I always like to talk to Dale. He's and he and Natasha, and even the little, you know, it's a handful. He's an absolute handful, but they're such lovely people, and it's been such a pleasure to have them here and call by, and you know, we always say to everybody, oh, you're always welcome anytime when you call him past, and it was nice to see him. He did get a vintage game, but I didn't really need to go to vintage game. I've been the week before, so I'm just trying to cut back on buying, because if I'd gone there, I'd have bought something I didn't need. It's my problem, but there we go. Yeah, I think that's about it really. So yeah, bit of an amble ramble, that one. But yeah, proof I'm still alive and stuff, doing things. Yeah, so TMB this Sunday, 2nd of April, 8 PM. I know it's WrestleMania weekend. That's when we'll be sitting up till very late Sunday morning watching the first night of it. So I hope it doesn't detract too much from that anyway. If you've enjoyed the video, yeah, there'll be some gaming content along at some point, I'm sure. We'll find something to. Yeah, like I said, I've got things I want to do, but it's just a process of me actually being motivated enough to sit down and do it. And I thought, well, you know, these are the things that people like to listen to. Don't watch them. You don't want to watch this, do you? Want to listen to it? It's much happier to do things like that. So yeah, I've got things I need to sort out, which I will do eventually. Just not to sit down and talk in front of the camera for a bit. Also, thanks for everybody who's subscribed recently. If you want to subscribe, if you thought it's the first time, feel free to do so. No obligation. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Anything you want to add. And like I said, please get in contact with it. If you want to come on the podcast, please get in contact. It'd be fantastic if people would get involved in that. We'd love to have more people on. I'll leave you in peace. Do take care of yourselves. And until the next time, this is the Retro Bear saying toodaloo for now. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.